There's the famous Llanwrst bridge, designed by Inigo Jones back in the, I think, back in the 1600s. There's still a bit of water in the Conway, although we've had very little rain really, certainly the last week. Just walking over the bridge. Whoops, I better make it. It's a famous cottage by the Llanwrst bridge. Was the Llanwrst jail at one time. I think I'll go in there and have a cup of tea. Now as a kid I used to come up here for holidays and skim stones from that pebble beach across the river. There's the church. The customary tea break, £2.30p. Not too bad. The stairs up from the restaurant lead into this attic rooms, which have been converted into studios. This is the this artist here, Reno Algerio, Italian, was born here, but he was the son of an Italian prisoner of war in the Second World War. So it also serves, of course, as the facilities for the toilets. Dogs interested in the swans, but of course they're not. They know they're perfectly safe, but they're ready to attack the dog, I think. I'll go over to the church. There's the bridge. Now above that newsagent shop was Gwydir House, which was burnt, caught fire and is no longer there. But that's where I used to take my holidays as a kid. It had about 4 floors to it. Now that's a replacement of the old market hall that used to stand in this square. I'll just go down here and see if the almshouses are open, which I could see from the back veranda. Visit the almshouses, which is now a museum. I think I have to go get to the other side. But here's a very nice church on the side of the River Conway. It really, and I could see this church. Well, I was right there, the veranda. I could look down into the churchyard and the church, and see the River Conway as well. So, ideal for a young person to have his summer holidays away from Birmingham. There's the Inigo Jones Bridge, and there's the Conway. Not all that much water in it, but still drains quite a considerable area. I'll just go into the church and see the grave. I believe it's the graves, or the coffin of Llyn the Great. Now this chapel, which joins the main church, is a remarkable collection of early medieval remains. Here's the coffin of Llywelyn the Great. Over here is an effigy of one of the original owners of Gwynedd Castle, who fought in the 100 Years' War in France. Here's another, something dates from 1639, a little sculpture of the baby daughter of the Wynns, again of Gwynedd Castle. Through here is the main church. There's a rood screen, R-O-O-D, and there's a nice looking upright piano. Here's the church itself. I think the rood screen is one of the main features of this church. Okay. This is George Street, where after Gwynedd House burnt down, my great aunt and uncle, of course were both Welsh, bought a terraced house on this street. Now I can't quite remember what number it was. Okay, I just walked up George Street a bit, and it's one of these houses, because I remember my great aunt used to be interested in who was attending this church right opposite. So it was one of these houses. This is one of the excellent Forestry Commission car parks that free of charge and do have facilities here as well. I'll be doing a circuit of Llyn Crafnant. It's about 3 miles or so. This is where I begin my walk. Llyn Crafnant circuit, 2.5 miles. Follow the yellow markers. First part of this walk is up the road till I get to the lake. And the people in the know can skip this section of the walk by parking here. View of Llyn Crafnant. And up there's the mighty Craigie Gleeson, over 2,000 feet above sea level. About 1,400 feet above the lake. There's a monument erected in 1896 to celebrate the gift of this land to the town of Llanwrst. Okay, so I'll cross over to the other side and do a circuit, an anti-clockwise circuit around the lake. Looking up 1,400 feet to Craigie Gleeson. Maybe come just a little over half a mile. Couldn't see too much of the lake because of the lakeside trees, but there's the yellow marker sign. And there's the pass going over to Capel Currig on the other side. Looks like people have sit. That house across the lake doubles as a little cafe. Tree-lined gravel track. And I'm coming out into the open again, I think. There's the mountains that come down from Llyn towards Capel Currig. Perhaps starts to get a little bit more interesting. There's a footbridge over a tumbling stream feeding the lake. The far end of the circuit. Up there are the ramparts, Llyn, and I think that's the path that goes up to up to the pass and over down to Capel Currig. Now back in the early 50s, I think I walked from Llanwrst and up over the pass to Capel Currig and halfway up Molshabod. And but I can't quite remember how I got back, because I was about 12 years old. I remember I was using an old Victorian Wardlock guide, and of course that was way out of date when it came to finding a footpath. And in those days there wasn't too much in the way of footpath signs after the devastation of the Second World War. Okay, road walking now, back to the car. Craigo Glacian, there's the lake. It's quiet, very quiet lane, very little traffic. It's an idyllic day, and it's been like this now for several days. At the beginning of this video walk, when I was walking along the gravel track, I mistakenly said that was the summit ridge of Llyn. Well, actually the ridge is back there, quite a lot further up. So that would be, well, probably still, about 700 or 800 foot rise from the lake. With a bit of luck, I'm not too late to have my second paid for cup of tea. There's the Lakeside Cafe, the view. See what the price of a cup of tea is. There's my desire to have a cup of coffee. It's rather strong. Maybe I should have had tea. At the end of this walk, there's the monument. So about another quarter of a mile or so, and I'll be in the car park.